one's open-ended credit plan. So send this live out to 5 individuals, that have been hearing a lot of this talk about, the that trust that, a lot of you guys are looking to find out your QSIP numbers about that bond number. I know going through the process of me learning this, for the past 2 years when I first came into this information, just seeing a lot of people out here, especially on, these different platforms, and they talk a lot about this, this trust that was created for us at birth, and how, with this trust, it's got unlimited funds. A lot of people refer how in Canada they have a social insurance number. Here in the States, it's called a social security number. And no, it is not for identificational purposes. It is actually your guys' credit card, and it is an open-end credit plan. It is open-ended. And I'm going to go into a little bit more in detail with that, and how our whole life is paid and covered in full, and why we don't owe nobody a dollar, and how we are actually the creditor, in fact, with every single consumer credit transaction. And that's why they push so hard to do business with us consumers. So we got to truly, know who we are and the power in which we hold. Yes, know thyself. Let's go ahead and drop this in the group chat. Drop this link. This is a whole new link in the group chat so that more people can stream into the live. Let me go ahead and let them know that we're live here in the chat as well too right now before I go ahead and get this call underway. But send this live out. Bear with me. We're going to get started here in the next 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not going to have you guys waiting too long. We're going to get straight into it. I'm going to show you guys and, how we all have an unlimited credit plan. It's it's open-ended. So we're going to get into it, family. All right. Good looks, Calv. We live. Everybody. Let me see. Whom else? Ninja. All right. Let me drop this in one more chat. All right, let's get into it, family. Keep up the work, King. You real. I always say that real definitely does recognize realist energy, its frequencies, its levels of vibration. So let's get to it, y'all. Who here is familiar? Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys are familiar with truth and lending. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys are familiar with truth and lending. Drop a 2 if you've never heard of truth and lending at all before. And if you guys are watching this replay, I want you guys to go ahead and participate as well too, just so I get a great viewing, of whom is where with this information, so I know where to, take you guys for later calls. And just know different topics of things that we could touch upon, just as a whole. So today specifically, I'm going to take you guys within truth and lending. If you guys are new, this is perfect. This call is for you, and it's going to show you guys how we are and always have been the original creditor. How all these corporations get all of their credit, and funds from us. So I'm going to go into depth, upon how since the beginning of time, within Scripture, it's been telling you we are the ones who's lending to these foreign entities, these foreign nations. All these corporations, every single corporation in the United States is foreign because the United States is a foreign entity within itself. United States, I want you guys all to go look up. I talked about this a little bit on the last live, is a federal corporation. So I want everybody to go ahead and look up 28 USC 3002. I'm going to take you guys here real quick on the live. As we come here to cornelllaw.edu, we're going to scroll down Title 28 U.S. Code 3002 to number 15. It's going to define the United States as a federal corporation. All right, so there's two distinct governments. That's what I've been getting at, this whole time for me. There's the United States of America Republic, which it's free, it's sovereign. I don't even like using the term sovereign, but that's where, it's free. That's where, what the Constitution, was founded upon is the Republic. That's why I don't get into politics, but, the Democrat Party is crazy. Makes no sense. We don't live in a democracy. This country has been founded upon as a republic. So we got to get back to our, beginning ways, and that's where we, the people, have all of the power. That's where we, the people, are backed full in faith by credit. And that's where all these corporations understand that we are the most powerful piece of this chessboard. And that's why they push so hard for us to do business, to be doing business within, their business, because that's how they'll continue doing business, is doing business with other business entities. A corporation can't do business with a living entity. That's why they created that fictitious, trust, the all caps name, what a lot of people know. And this is what I'm going to be touching upon on tonight's call. And this is the account that I'm talking about tonight. A lot of people call it the strawman. I've heard the Sesticade, trust. I've heard, a lot of different things in terms of, this account. At the end of the day, it's an account, that was created for you at birth when this Social Security account was created. The Social Security account, is a social insurance number. Just like in Canada, that 9-digit number, our whole life is insured. So this number, you guys can find like your QSIP number, a little bit, of what's in the account as well too on, what's that site called? Fidelity. Y'all can find y'all QSIP number and everything on Fidelity, so y'all can see how much is in the QSIP and some more. But above all else, what I'm going to show you guys is, there's more even than what is showed on Ledger. That's just on Ledger. I'm going to show you guys how you guys have an unlimited credit plan, and how this ties in with how can one be denied for their God-given right. That video, that live that I did. If you guys haven't watched that video, I'd highly advise you guys go watch that and share that. That's our highest viewed video thus far on YouTube. I believe that this video will surpass it, if you guys truly apply the information that I'm talking about in here, because this can allow all of you guys to acquire unlimited funds, understand that there should be no poor people walking amongst us. Once you guys understand this fully and are able to go out and teach other people as well too, there will be no poor people walking amongst us. 1 billion lives will be empowered with you guys understanding this information as well too. It's not just going to happen with me and a couple of my other soldiers walking in unison. We need everybody as a collective to be moving in unison. So let me see. 28 USC 3002. Now I'm going to take you guys back here to Truth and Lending. Drop a 3 in the chat if you guys are with me. Drop a 3 in the chat if you guys are following along with me. If everything is making sense, if you guys are gaining value on, this live right now. Drop a 3 in the chat, okay? We got some 3s. Okay, I'm going to take you guys here to Truth and Lending. So starts at 15 USC, and I'm going to take you guys always, at the, like I say in every live, at the beginning, anytime just getting started with the subchapter, we're going to start out with the definition section. So I'm going to take you guys here to the definition section of Truth and Lending to show you guys how you guys all have an unlimited credit plan, and how to, tap into that. Whether you're a secure party creditor or not, whether your status has changed or not, it doesn't matter. You guys, all have an open-end credit plan. We got to understand above all else, these terms, and I'm going to get into that and show you guys how, even without our status changed, even without becoming a secure party creditor, we have access, to this account once you understand who you are and how to assert yourself. So let's get into it. I'm going to tell you guys here, 15 USC 1602. This is the definition section of truth in lending. So you guys see here, first and foremost, a lot of times in the credit space, especially, I hear a lot of these, credit coaches and gurus calling the bureaus as Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. That's the furthest thing from them. As you guys can see, the bureau means the Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That's the CFPB, and we as consumers have the right to file complaints against these corporations through the CFPB. So we are agents of the CFPB, and just like the FBI has agents, the CFPB has agents as well too. And we are the agents of the CFPB, and we can file complaints against these corporations that are willfully, knowingly violating our consumer rights. And so now we come here to the board. We're talking about the Federal Reserve System. Why is it we talking about the Federal Reserve System in truth and lending? Makes you think. Then we see the term organization. I want you guys to really remember the term organization and the term person. So we define first the term organization, then the term person, then we see the term credit. So before the term credit, there's got to be first an organization and person. And listen, this is at first you might have thought it was in alphabetical order till you seen the term organization. It's defined as such and within this order for a reason. Because you can't have one without the other. So in order to be a creditor, there's first got to be credit. And in order to be a creditor, it's got to first come from either a person or, an organization. But in order to be a creditor, you got to be able to, you got to be able to create. Creditors are creators. So if you can't create life, if you can't create, another living entity, you are not a creditor. You are a debtor, and you are dead. Credit is life, debt is death. And what I mean by that, if we come here to the term credit, we'll see that the term credit means the right granted. So right away, we'll see it's a right granted. It's not a privilege, but it's a right to a debtor. So by a creditor. So in order to be a creditor, refers only to a person who regularly extends credit. Who's regularly extending credit? Right? What I want you guys to understand is that the only way these banks are able to even extend credit is because we've granted them the right. If you think about what it means to grant something, think about a grant. The grants that are given out of thousands of dollars. There's certain qualifications you got to meet in order to even receive this grant. So we're granting these corporations the right to extend credit. Therefore, that's making them a so-called creditor. But in order to be a creditor, you got to be a creator. You got to be living. Businesses can't create other businesses. You need a living entity to create another business. So you need a natural person. And if we come here and look at the term person, it means a natural person or an organization. So this is what I was referring to when I was stating, you don't need to change your status. You don't need to become a secure party creditor to specifically get, these accounts, to get access to that open-end credit plan. You just got to understand who you are and how to exercise these sub-chapters in which we cover here on these lives. So the term creditor, I'm going to take you guys here now to Deuteronomy 15. So keep in mind, we were just on Title 15, right? I'd be lying to tell you if the founding fathers did not use Scripture, against us to keep us from knowing whom we are and the power that we truly hold. Right? So in Deuteronomy 15, Title 15, they talk about, in the book of Numbers, credit and debt. So this isn't something that just came around 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 years ago. It's been going on for thousands of years. And so we got to understand, coming here, looking at the Bible, Why? Where do you think they get 7 years from? At the end of every 7 years, you must cancel debts. This how it shall be done. Every creditor shall cancel any loans they made to a fellow Israelite. They shall not require payments from anyone among their own people, because the Lord's timing for canceling debts has been proclaimed. The Lord's timing for canceling debts has been proclaimed. Check this. However, there be need no poor people among you, for in the land your Lord God is giving you to possess as your inheritance, he will richly bless you. But why is it when you go downtown, the homeless rate is higher anywhere than ever, and specifically like probably by the courtrooms, downtown, all of these fictitious entities and corporations, or by the sheriff's office or the police station. I know in downtown, the police station, right behind it, there's a whole village, literally, of homeless people. But there should be no poor people walking amongst us. For in the land the Lord your God is giving you to possess as your inheritance, he will richly bless you. Come on, family. Then it states, for the Lord your God will bless you as he has promised, and you will lend to many nations. Check this out. You will lend to many nations, but you will borrow from none. Borrow from none. Last live, I think it was, yes. Last live and another one I would have done, going over debt. I believe it was the live I did with Taekwon, talking about the FDCPA and debt. Within there, I talked about how in the FDCPA, a whole subchapter that's dealing with debt, don't you think that they would define the term borrower or the term loan if we're talking about debts owed to anybody, a person, a natural person, or an organization? Don't you think we would define the term borrower within the FDCPA, a whole subchapter dealing with debt? But they never do. And that's because we are not borrowers. We never have been, and we never will be. We have always been the lender, and we always will be the lender. But that's why they created these entities, and that's why, the system has been set up as such, throughout the 30s. So what I want you guys to go look into today, to touch upon more of this open-end credit plan, is the Social Security Act of 1936. So last call, I talked about the Emergency Banking Act of 1933. So everything I'm teaching you guys, I'm not just going to teach you guys things that I can just utter out of my mouth, but I'm going to teach you guys things that you guys can go read for yourself, and things that have taken place within history, and which is backing exactly what it is that I'm stating, which is where I'm getting this information from. Because, it's easy to cover up these historical events and things that have gone on, over time with media, with, so much people's attention span. People forget what happened last week. It's crazy. Because there's so much just coming at people. People are just so overstimulated. They don't ever take time to just come to their senses and disconnect from their senses, in all honesty, and come in tune with their highest sense, that sixth sense. So within Scripture, y'all seen we are the lender. Now, y'all just heard, I want you guys to go study the Social Security Act of 1936, which is, I'm going to show you guys a loan. And then I want you guys to go look up, I told you guys about HJR 192. I got something else for you guys. For those of you guys that comment in the section, I want you guys to comment what you guys learned the most from this video. And I want you to share it with one person. And then I want you to book a one-on-one consultation call. And then I'm going to send you guys HJR 192. That's cool. That's cute. I'm going to show you guys an even deeper, in-depth, breakdown, an actual public law that's been passed, because HJR 192 is just a resolution. It's a House Joint Resolution. If you guys think about a New Year's resolution, yes, it's not, it hasn't been passed by Congress. So I'm going to show you guys the public laws in which have been passed by Congress that is correlating with HJR 192. Because a lot of people like to use HJR 192, but it doesn't really hold much power because it's just a resolution. And I got a whole PDF and everything that breaks it down for those of you guys that comment what y'all learned the most from this live and how to get access to that open-end credit plan. I'm going to take you guys back to the definition section here in a second, and then share this with one person, and then book that one-on-one. Okay, so let's take you guys back here to the definition section, and then we're going to go ahead and call it a night. So we just broke down the term creditor. Now we come here to credit sale, consumer. Now we're going to talk about the term open-end credit plan. And the term open-end credit plan, open-end consumer credit plan, means a plan under which the creditor reasonably contemplates repeated transactions, which prescribe the terms of such transactions, and which provides for a finance charge. We remember the finance charge is the sum of all charges. That's also in truth in lending as well too, which may be computed from time to time on the outstanding unpaid balance. If you guys don't know the definition section, you guys can just come here and click on it. It'll tell you guys right here. It may be computed from time to time. A credit plan or open-end credit plan, which is an open-end credit plan or open-end consumer credit plan within the meaning of the preceding sentence, is an open-end credit plan or open-end consumer credit plan, even if the credit information is verified from time to time. So even if it's verified as a closed account, it's open-ended. So here's one end that's open. This end would be open as well too on this olive jar. But the thing is, this isn't open-ended. This is one end, and if I close this, there's no more to it. If this end is open and this end is open, no matter what, there's going to be an abundance of airflow going through this cup. It's open-ended. That's just like the account in which I'm referring to for you guys that is open-ended, in which we all have access to. That's why we're not obligated to pay any debts. They've already gotten access to it. They've already been paid. The moment they run your guys' credit card, which now I'm going to take you guys there to the term credit card. For those of you that are new to the channel, it means any card, plate, coupon book, or other credit device existing for the purpose of obtaining money, property, labor, or services on credit. So labor as in work. So do you use your Amex cards to get a job? No. Do you use your social for a card? A job? Yes. Money, loans, auto loans, credit card loans. Do you use another credit card to acquire another credit card, or do you use, that non-citizen national passport card? That's a card. Do you use that Social Security card? That's a card. Any card, remember. Any plate. When you get pulled over, they ran your what? Plates. They ask you for what? License and what? Registration. They want that credit card. Because the moment they get access, the moment anybody gets access to that 9-digit number, they became a trustee. And if you understand trust law, and that's really all what this is at the end of the day. Trust law, there's a trustee, and there's a beneficiary. All right, two parties, trustee, beneficiary. These are the two I want you guys to focus on right now, and the main two when it comes to trust in general. So a trustee has a fiduciary obligation to do what's in the best interest of the beneficiary. The beneficiary has no obligations to the trust at all. They should only benefit from the trust. So if a debt is owed from the trust, the beneficiary shouldn't even know at all. That would be like my grandma, whom has a trust set up, and the trust, let's say, owes debt. Then they started coming after me for that because I'm a beneficiary on it. I have nothing to do with the trust and that trust owing any debts. So why are they coming after me? The trust is a whole living entity within itself. As the trustee, which that would be in that instance my grandma. She knows what to do and how to move around money within it and how to pay off any debts. These corporations become the trustee the moment that they get access to the 9-digit number, that 9-digit number. We are always, at all times, the beneficiary of this trust. All right, we're not the ones who administered it. We didn't create it. It was created to us and given to us at birth so that we could benefit from this. That's it. Where do you guys think, Social Security money comes from? Section 8 housing. Government money. Government don't got no money. We're bankrupt. What do you guys think that... What's it called? Veteran, money comes from? What do you guys think that, disability money comes from? Don't come from the government, family. It's coming from that 9-digit number. That 9-digit, that open-end credit plan. Food stamps monthly, that open-end credit plan. So, you guys got to understand that your guys' credit card, has the ability to allow you guys to receive any housing, receive any car, any auto loan, any credit card. You guys been denied, hit them with adverse action. Stay consistent on it. Let them know the damages that have been done. Let them know what they've done to you mentally, financially, the distress in which they've caused from them denying you your guys' God-given right, the right in which you guys are granting them to be able to extend credit. Because without you guys are not able to extend credit. We just read it word for word. I'm not telling you guys anything, that I'm made up or that I learned from some guru. I'm telling you guys what I've read right now on this call to you guys as you guys have witnessed. So just because we have an open-end credit plan, though, that doesn't mean we're not going to get denied now. That's what I want you guys to understand. Just because we have an open-end credit plan now doesn't mean if we get denied and we send one adverse action letter, they're going to just, accept it and, give us a double the limit of the approval, right after one adverse action letter. We got to stay consistent. We got to understand the proper steps to take. We got to know the language within the, the sub-chapters in which we're using and how to properly use them. We got to know, how to put them on notice, send out a notice of dispute. We got to know how to, if need be, take them to arbitration. We got to know how to read through these contracts, the agreements that we have with them. Within them, they're telling us everything to do step by step, not only to get these accounts deleted, but how to get the bag as well, too. Like I talked about on last call, getting deletions is one thing. Getting a whole nother bag, that's where it's really at. We're here to come back and take what's ours. Our people, my people have been getting taken from for some time now. Since the 1600s. And now it's time to come and take what is ours. So let's get it, y'all. Let's educate ourselves. Let's educate the mind. In order to do so, you got to feed the mind, life, high vibrational, things that are going to allow the mind to, properly flow as such. I'm going to allow this information to even just, properly download, because a lot of times if you're not on that frequency or level of vibration, it may go in one ear and right out the other. It may not process as it would if you were on that frequency. So raise your levels of vibration. Like I said, be very aware and conscious of what you guys are feeding the mind, of what you guys are feeding the body, but most importantly, what you guys are feeding the soul. Who are you guys allowing around your guys' energy? All of you guys got, passwords on your guys' phones. How many of you guys, though, have passwords on your guys' energy? Protect your guys' energy. Understand that we are at spiritual war. We've been in a spiritual warfare, and it's only going to get worse, and things are going to, that have been under the surface are going to come to surface. So it's time for war. It's time to get ready. It's time to stay ready so you don't got to get ready when the time, and that day comes, because it's coming. So it's time to really tap in, get our finances in order, start acquiring land, start gardening your own fruits and vegetables, start building on your own community, start building communities in general. Use social media to expand and connect with people, network. How can we build together? How can we build an empire? How can we invest together? I got this capital. I don't know what to do with it. How can we put this money to work to, make it make sense? And if it makes sense, it makes dollars. And I got a huge project for you guys that I'm going to be dropping soon, that I'm going to be opening up to a couple different investors. I'm not looking for just anybody to, partner with on this next deal, but this is going to be the biggest deal I've ever done. And this is going to be the biggest deal that YBC has done. That's going to lead us and really launch us off to that empowerment of 1 billion lives with this next move. Good evening. If a creditor takes you to court, what do you say to fight it? So if a creditor takes you to court, whom is it? Is it it's a creditor or is it the debt collector? But I got you right here. Are they having any? Is Chase okay? Are they having an attorney represent them, or are they representing themselves? I'm sure they got an attorney representing them. Peace, everybody streaming in. My guy Antone, Nikias, Alonzo, Calvin. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm pretty positive it's an attorney, who will be representing them. Really check out the paperwork, see where it's coming from, whom's on the behalf of them. Let me see. I'm going to take you here, though. Talked a little bit about this on last call. Here from West Texas, Marlena. Pleasure to have you in here, Marlena. West Texas. I was just actually out in South Texas. I was near the El Paso area yesterday. I was in the Las Cruces area. So let me go ahead and show you this real quick, King. So we come here to 15 USC 1692E. False or misleading representation. So a debt collector may not use any false, deceptive, or misleading representation. Notice how they don't define any of this. So we define what's deceptive, we define what's misleading, and we define what's false. Without limiting the general application of the following foregoing, the following conduct is a violation of this section. Go ahead and check this one out. Number 1 talks about the false representation or implication that a debt collector is vouched for, bonded by, or affiliated with the United States or any state, including the use of any badge, uniform, facsimile, or thereof. So that could be, for instance, when you get pulled over, a cop pulls you over, they write you out a ticket. This is a violation right here within itself. Right away, we found one finding already. Right here, the false representation of A, the character, so any character, the amount. So if they tell you any amount that you owe, it's a false representation. Or the legal status of any debt. Right, here's another violation specifically for, your case, my guy Nikias. Any services rendered or compensation which may be lawfully received by any debt collector for the collection of a debt. This is the one right here that will go ahead and just trump the whole case. The false representation or implication that any individual is an attorney, or that communication is from an attorney. You shouldn't have any communication at all from any attorney. And then just the fact that they even stated that they were going to take you to court. Let's say they stated they were going to seize, garnish any of your wages, any of your property. You would use this one right here. If they were looking to imprison you. Right here, the threat to take any action that cannot legally be taken or that is not intended to be taken. Another violation right here. They're threatening to take any action on you. And they're not lawfully able to do such. So that's just 2 of them right there. That's just a couple violations. within itself. Any other questions, fam? Any other questions? Let's go ahead and right now is the time to go ahead and open it up for some questions. We touched upon how, I want you guys to study the Social Security Act of 1936. The Social Security Act of 1936, vital information that's going to change the game and open up a lot of information for you guys, and really awaken you guys to this whole game and everything that I touch upon and why and where this money's coming from. I just want you guys and always ask yourself, like, number one, who's got my money, and where's the money? So, two different questions for two different things. When it comes to credit, I always want you guys to ask yourself, where's the money coming from? Always do the paper trail. Always ask about where the paper trail is coming. Anything with the banks, where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? Always ask yourself, right? Now, anytime in business, what I was gonna say is, who's got my money, right? And for instance, like, people got your money. So in business, when it comes to real estate, if you want to get into real estate, you think, oh, I'm not in real estate right now because I don't have the money. Well, who's got your money? There's people out there, investors out there that will invest if you show them a good deal that makes sense and that will bring back, good ROI for the both of you guys and anybody else who invested. So you don't need the capital as such. You got people that got access to millions of dollars of credit, lines of credit, leverage their credit. And by leveraging their credit, you don't even got to necessarily get added on to, or get co-signed onto. They don't have to co-sign for one of the loans. What you can do is some things you can do. You can get added on as an authorized user. You can get reassigned some of their debts. There's a lot of different things that you guys can do to, one, help build structure out the report. The main thing and the most important thing is always going to be structuring that report, hitting our 6 data points. If you guys don't have our 6 data points, I'd highly advise you guys get in our Telegram, get in our Discord today, right after this live, if you guys are not already in it. And if you guys have been looking to schedule calls, because I know a lot of people are commenting on the YouTube and everything, I want you guys to know, go to the link in my bio. It's billionairesclub.com/all, club with the V as in valley, so CLVB.com/all. On there, you guys will get access to all of our channels, the YouTube, our Instagram, our Telegram. Within the Telegram, click on the pinned messages, and you guys will get access to our Discord channel as well too. I'm mainly in Discord. Telegram is where I am a lot of times as well too, and I'll just really copy and paste a lot of stuff from Discord to Telegram. But I am going to change it around to make the main channel, the Discord channel that people funnel into. I've just found that Telegram is something that people do a little bit better of with communicating. So definitely get into that Telegram if you're not. All of that you guys can find in our free ebook as well too, which I highly advise you get our free ebook. I used to charge over $150 for this ebook until I realized that the mission is 1 billion lives. And I got over 50 copies of that copy sold. I realized that it's mission's 1 billion lives, so I'm gonna give this out for free, and that's what I've been doing. A lot of people have been going crazy with this, getting results off the free ebook alone. So that's been a blessing. Here from West Texas, great call, brother. I will read through these codes. How do you understand what to pay when getting an auto loan, like the truth in lending contract, then no money down on vehicles, etc.? Beautiful. So to answer that question, so how to understand where to pay when getting an auto loan. So I have a great video. It's the video, I believe, when I'm holding up like that, a picture of the contract and the paper. So within that, I break down the definition of a finance charge. The definition of a finance charge is within truth in lending, and it's one of the first 5 to 6 codes. So I'll give you guys a little hint, for you guys to fully know it and just give you the answer. Go watch the video, the live. I think it's got like 5,000 views where I'm holding up that paper. I believe it was talking about the adverse action. How can one be denied for their God-given right? I believe it was that live. But within that, I talk about the finance charge. And the finance charge is broken down within the truth in lending disclosure. So find your contract, It's going to be a box with the payments, the finance charge, the APR. You probably know what I'm talking about now. The total payments. It's going to have all of that in a little box, right? That's your truth in lending disclosure. It's going to tell you that's the disclosure of the breakdown within truth in lending. Under that, it's going to talk about the security. And it's going to tell you that you're giving security interest in this vehicle, to whomever party. So if I'm giving something to you, I had to have attained it in the first place to be able to give it to you. So we had security in the vehicle, but the moment we signed that contract, we're giving them security, which gives them the lien and makes them the lien holder on it, which as they become the lien holder and we've agreed to their terms, within their terms, they told us we were going to be making these payments monthly. So yes, they've been paid already, but then they told us we were going to be making these payments through the contract that we agreed to, and that we're giving them security interest in the contract. We signed it. Granted, we were deceived and we were misled. False and misleading representation. Why are they talking so much about, being deceived, misrepresentation? Because they gave you this thick ass contract to go, to skim through, because they know you're not going to read every little detail within it. But like I said, through the contract alone, they'll let you know the payments that you got to make, but then they'll also show you, if you read it, how to get out of making these payments, because they've already been paid. So anything they're getting on top of that monthly, that's just a plus. Think about the millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of consumers nationwide that are making payments on credit cards, on auto loans, mortgage loans, student loans, regular conventional, loans, unsecured loans, secured loans. Come on, family. So when we take them and we get a bag from them, that ain't nothing from the bag that they've collected, a couple $1,000s. That's nothing to keep you quiet. That's nothing but some hush money so that we can continue smacking the rest of the consumers on the head. And I'm going to tell you, I'll give you this $5,000 settlement for you to be quiet and not say nothing about it. Because you know who you are. The rest of these, slaves, though, they don't know who they are. So we going to just keep, chipping away and taking, all of their hard, earnings. That's what's going on. How do you tell the dealership this stuff, though? Because they look at us like we're crazy and say they won't sell us a car. 100% correct. And so that's the thing, and it's just like calling them over the phones. Like, and one thing you guys got to understand, like, when going in there as well, too, a lot of times whom you're speaking to is just a regular person. They're just like, a lot of times me and you, before even knowing about this information years ago, we were oblivious to it. What you don't know, you don't know. So if you knew better, you would do better. But if you don't know, then you can't do. So therefore, they don't know any better. And so we got to, play dumb. What I would recommend, if you are looking to go through and do, this as such, play dumb. Just go about, at the end, and once you get the car, say you do put a down payment down. I know many people that have gone in and that haven't. I mean, there's many different ways. Just go quiet. You should never even go into the dealership in general. I'll give you guys this on this live, because y'all done stayed here for the whole live. I'd advise that you guys at least send this live out to 5 people. But never go to the dealer for this tip right here. Never go to the dealership for an auto loan. Never. You're going to leave there with like 10 to 15 inquiries if you haven't already found out. What you should do is go to a credit union, specifically Navy Fed. If you guys don't have a Navy Federal account, I'll help. Shit, I was doing this for $250. You guys message me within the next 24 hours by tomorrow night. I'll help you guys get a Navy Federal account set up, and I'll get the money on the back end, half up front, half on the back end once we get the account set up. I'll get a checking account set up for you guys. The last person whom I've helped did so. Got an auto loan through Navy Fed, and he's got 4 credit cards through Navy Fed as well too now. Like, come on, y'all. Like I said, $100 for whomever, 50 up front, 50 on the back end. I'm gonna set you up a Navy Fed account. But what I was going over, Yeah, they're regular people, so you got to really just do it on the back end. Hit them through the mail. Hit them with mail, and court starts through the mail. So as soon as you get that vehicle, you're gonna get your money back. So even if you did put anything down, yes, you may take a L in the meantime, but above all else, it's coming back full circle times tenfold. So hey, Miss Jade, where can I get the ebook? So you can go ahead and get the ebook, at the link in our bio, at Billionaires Club with the V, CLVB.com/all. You guys can make it easier for you guys. Go to my Instagram, Credit Gotti, Gotti. Just click the link in my bio, and then go ahead and just click on the free ebook. It's gonna have you guys put in your first name and your email, and then you guys will be able to get access to download that ebook. And I highly advise that you guys, while there, schedule a free 15-minute consultation call and high-level conversation, with me, the one and only Credit Gotti. So come ready with questions. I appreciate you all, for tuning into this live. This was definitely a great live. Send this live out to some people that this could, tremendously benefit, and that are just becoming awakened to this information, because, we got to get into it, y'all. So also drop in the comments, some more videos and some things that you guys would love to see. I appreciate everybody, for the feedback. I appreciate you guys all for your time. I value every single moment of it. That's why every second here, I'm making sure that you guys are getting, more than what you guys came here for. So I appreciate you all. You guys all have an amazing day, or evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Peace and love. We out.